Right friends, welcome back to Learning Space. This is Press Information Bureau news in detail for the 25th week. And look at the first news item. Union Cabinet approved the proposal to introduce Financial Resolution and Deposit Insurance Bill 2017, and once this bill becomes a reality, then it leads to the setting up of Resolution Corporation. So, the Resolution Corporation will look at the comprehensive framework for specified financial sector entities to deal with the bankruptcy situations in banks, insurance companies and financial sector entities. And the second point is, it will result in repealing of existing DICGC Act of 1961 to transfer the deposit insurance powers and responsibilities to the Resolution Corporation. So, the new word which you should not forget during 2017-18 will be this Resolution Corporation. So, in future as the days pass, then we will discuss about what are various aspects of Resolution Corporation. So, this would protect the stability of the financial system. It will protect the consumers of covered obligations up to a reasonable limit and protect public funds to the extent possible. So, we will learn about it in due course of time, but one fundamental point, do not forget the word Resolution Corporation, which will become a reality in 2017-18. The committee constituted to review the provisions of Draft National River Ganga Rejuvenation, Protection and Management Bill 2017 was held in New Delhi, and here two things I would like to tell you. The first one is Draft National River Ganga Bill 2017 that was submitted by Justice Giridhar Malviya Committee. This is the draft bill submitted. This is Giridhar Malviya Committee submitted this report, or you can say submitted this draft Ganga River Bill. And you may have a doubt, what is the purpose of this draft River Ganga Bill? Here two things are important. One is to ensure cleanliness of River Ganga. Second one is to ensure uninterrupted flow, right? So, these two things are very important. So, this bill addresses critical issues pertaining to cleanliness, that is Nirmalta, and uninterrupted e-flow, that is Aviralta, right? So, this is the first such legislation that is being attempted in the country, which has been necessitated because of pressure to preserve and protect the river Ganga, right? Then, Ministry of Tribal Affairs has initiated various efforts during the last 3 years to make Ekalavya model residential schools functional. So, if someone talks about Ekalavya model residential schools, they are for tribal students, and as per the mandate, they are required to be established where ST population is more than 50% of the total population. So, here as per the decision of the government to further educational opportunities for more scheduled tribes children, the facility is going to be extended in all the 672 blocks in the country, where ST population is more than 50% of the total population in a span of 5 years. So, this Ekalavya model residential school concept was started in 1998. As per the existing guidelines, at least one EMR is to be set up in each ITDA or ITDP area having 50% ST population in the area, and now the government seeks to extend the facility of Ekalavya model residential schools to all the 672 blocks. Let us look at the next one. The Union Cabinet approved the interest subvention scheme for farmers for the year 2017-18, and here it is the regular practice. Please do not worry much. Here the interest subvention scheme will be given to public sector banks, private sector banks, cooperative banks, regional rural banks on use of own funds, and at the same time to NABARD for refinance to RRBs and cooperative banks. This is regular feature on the crop loans. Crop loans means loans for short term for raising of crops. These are known as crop loans, and normal duration is 1 year for crop loan, and for the crop loans for various crops up to rupees 3 lakh, central government gives interest subsidy, that is interest subvention. So the interest subsidy is given to the banks, and total requirement of money is rupees 20,339 crores. If you look at the logistics, here interest subvention scheme, please look into this picture. For raising of crop, farmer up to rupees 3 lakh, that is known as crop loan. Farmers have to pay 7% interest, and government will pay 2% to the bank, and if the farmer is repaying back within time, then the effective interest is just 4%, or you can say if the farmer is repaying back, total subsidy will be 2 plus 3, that is 5%. This 5% is known as interest subvention, which is paid by the central government to the banks. Look at the next one. Biotechnology Innovation Organization International Convention was held in United States of America, and please do not forget this Biotechnology Innovation Organization International Convention is the largest global event for the biotechnology industry, right? Then if you go further, Central Vigilance Commissioner Shri K.V. Chowdhury presented country statement at the 8th session of Implementation Review Group of United Nations Convention Against Corruption. Here two important points. What is this convention? This United Nations Convention Against Corruption was adopted by the General Assembly of United Nations, and it came into force on December 14, 2005, and India ratified it somewhere around 2011. That is one part, and you may have a doubt, what will happen with ratification? Here the member countries are bound by the convention. One aspect is mutual legal assistance for prosecution of offenders. That is one aspect. That means if legal assistance is required, member countries have to share. And second important point is it also facilitates tracing, freezing and confiscating the assets which are believed to be procured through corruption. So two things are very important. Please do not forget about this. Then the government stated that India operationalized institutional and legislative framework, or you can say India put into force institutional and legislative framework like Prevention of Corruption Act, Independent Central Vigilance Commission, CVC is autonomous body, then Independent Central Information Commission, then CAG, then Judges Inquiry Act, Prevention of Money Laundering Act, Prevention of this, or you can say Benami Transactions Prohibition Act. These are passed as part of this ratification of convention. The government stated, or you can say these strengthen government's commitment for ratifying this convention. Right friends, next one. Niti Aayog initiated unique and novel initiative to catalyze transformational change in key social sectors. We discussed in the previous lectures. This is the program SAAT. SAAT is Sustainable Action for Transforming Human Capital. One pillar is education, the other pillar is health. 3 states here, 3 states there, 3 states here, 3 states there. That means 3 states in education, 3 states in health, they will be developed, right? And after the selection of the states, a program management unit will push for efficiency and efficacy in governance structures and service delivery for a period of 30 months. The idea of SAT is so as to develop 3 states, each in health, each in education, as role models for the country, because the service delivery as far as health and education is concerned is not that satisfactory in our country. States are competing for investments, that is competitive federalism. Cooperative federalism is also quite okay to some extent, but when it comes to service delivery is poor in several states, right? Next one is ISRO's PSLV successfully launched 712 kg Cartosat 2 series satellite along with 30 co-passenger satellites from Sriharikota, and this is the 39th consecutive successful mission of PSLV, and these are placed into polar sun synchronous orbit. What is the difference between polar sun synchronous orbit and geostationary orbit? We will discuss in the times to come. And all the 31 satellites successfully separated from PSLV. Out of 31, one main satellite is Cartosat 2 satellite, and remaining 30 satellites, one is educational satellite, that is NEUSat. This is from Nurul Islam University, Tamil Nadu, remaining 29 pertaining to various countries. So with this, total number of customer satellites from abroad placed in orbit by PSLV has reached 209. So these 31 satellites are from 15 countries, please do not forget. Look into the next one. 30 more smart cities were announced. With this, the total has gone to 90. Government's intention is to develop total 100 cities. 10 more cities are to be selected. For those 10 more cities, competition is there among 20 cities. So ultimately, with the selection of 10 cities, total will become 100. But here the important point to note is not much headway in implementation as far as the smart cities is concerned till date. Look at the next one. Railway Ministry reiterated the emphasis on the improvement of railway infrastructure in northeastern region, and as per the Railway Ministry's statement, out of 8 states of northeastern region, please look into this, these 8 states of northeastern region, out of 8 states, 7 states are connected with railway infrastructure, and only state left over is Sikkim. For that state, new line project Sivok Rangpo is sanctioned for a length of 44 kilometers. So from examination perspective, out of 8 states of northeast, 7 are connected with railway infrastructure, and the 8th one, Sikkim, is going to get railway connectivity, and one line was already sanctioned. And another important aspect is entire meter gauge system in northeast region fully converted to broad gauge. Then Naharlagan, this is the place which is just 10 kilometers short of Itanagar in Arunachal Pradesh, that is the capital of Arunachal. This place is connected to national capital by direct train. So these statements are by the Railway Ministry. Look into the next one. Child victims of cyber crimes can now lodge their complaints at National Commission for Protection of Child Rights POCSO e-box. Here 2 important points I would like to tell you. One is, what is NCPCR? NCPCR is the statutory body, and it is National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. It came into existence based on CPCR Act of 2005. It is under the administrative control of Ministry of Women and Child Development. So please do not forget about National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. And another important point is POCSO e-box. This is developed by NCPCR and was launched last year. So this POCSO is protection of children from sexual offences. So this e-box was launched last year by NCPCR. So now the scope of POSCO e-box is enhanced to include cyberbullying, cyber stalking, morphing of images, child pornography. So these two are the biggest problems in internet, that is child pornography and morphing of images. So these are also included under POSCO e-box. So what is POSCO e-box? It is easy and direct medium for reporting of child sexual abuse cases under POCSO Act 2012. So we learnt about two things. One is NCPCR and at the same time POCSO. Please do not forget about them. Ministry of Urban Development launched City Livability Index. This is to measure the quality of life in 116 major cities, and they include smart cities, capital cities and cities with a population of above 1 million each. The index is a common minimum reference framework, and one important aspect is 79 parameters. The city livability index will be decided primarily quality of life, and 79 parameters are there, and they include basically availability of roads, education, healthcare, mobility, employment opportunities. So in future you will have city livability index. Next one is Ministry of Urban Development disbursed rupees 500 crore to incentivize 16 states that performed well in implementing urban reforms. So what are these urban reforms? Urban reforms are e-governance, audit of accounts, tax revision policies, tax revenue collection, energy audit, credit rating, and in this context I would like to tell you Andhra Pradesh topped the list by scoring around 96% marks. Then Prime Minister is visiting Portugal, USA, Netherlands, and 2-3 things please do not forget. Indian origin Antonio Costa is at present Prime Minister of Portugal. The Prime Minister of Netherlands is Mark Rutte, and another important aspect is during Barack Obama's tenure, India's relations with USA got substantial depth, and now it is interesting to see how the relations in future with the Donald Trump as the new president will transform. And from the geography perspective, please look into this map. This is Portugal. Portugal has got a long coastline with Atlantic Ocean and long land frontier with Spain. And if you see in European Union, Portugal and Spain, they share the longest uninterrupted border in European Union. And you are looking at this map. One more point I would like to tell you. Here you see France, you see Spain, you see Morocco. These three countries have got coastline, not only Mediterranean but also Atlantic Ocean. So these things do not forget. Let us go to Netherlands. Netherlands is also known as Holland, and here it shares the land frontier with Germany and Belgium, and on one side it is North Sea and The Hague, where the International Court of Justice, International Criminal Court, these two are headquartered, is in Netherlands. Right friends, here if you see, this is United Kingdom, and this is Ireland, and this is Northern Ireland. This is part of UK. UK consists of England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. There are 4 regions in this UK, and Ireland, this is independent country, and recently Indian origin person became the Prime Minister of Ireland. Right friends, with this let us conclude Press Information Bureau. Please do join for other lectures. Thank you.